The Indie Game Awards! Yippee! Yippee woohoo! Yippee! This is an indie show ran by 6-1 Indie. We watched a showcase by them earlier in the year.
My name is Mike Towndrow.
And I'm Kyle
I'll let them talk. I'll let them introduce it.
Behind 6-1 Indie, a collective focus on shining the spotlight on the indies through showcases and now the Indie Game Awards.
What is an indie game? That's been the big question everyone's been asking since the award season last year. Is it about the money behind the game or some of the publishing that's going on? Is it having the independent freedom to execute your creative vision? Maybe it's that scrappy spirit we all have, like when you film an award ceremony in a beautiful studio and then the footage has a ton of technical issues, so you film your bits the week before the awards at home. Don't worry, next year will look a lot better. However you define indie, tonight it means community.
Man,
tonight is about the people who are pushing this industry forward. We're excited to have you here as we all kick off something that will hopefully outlive us all.
The IGAs represent a future where indie professionals work harmoniously together, a future that leads towards the definitive annual celebration of the indie scene. It's bigger than 6-1 Indie or any individual organization alone. Showcases such as Women-Led Games, Latin American Game Showcase, Wholesome Games, and Dames for Games.
We watched all those!
Part of making tonight
we seen them!
Along with journalists, content creators, institutes, and more who hold a passion for indies.
I'm one of those!
To give a special thanks to the sponsors who aligned with our goals and came in at the very last second to support this future that we're building towards. Pocket Pair, Very Okay Vinyl.
Hey Angie, how are you?
And the Powell Group.
We also want to give a special shout out to our friends at Playcrafting in Brookland, who are currently hosting the official viewing party in New York City.
Now, in case you missed
Cool.
the IGAs are solely an awards-only ceremony recognizing the achievements of the developers and their games.
Awards only, chat.
No new game announcements tonight. 6-1 Indie put out 2 banger showcases earlier in the year, and our friends at Women-Led Games, Latin American Games Showcase, Wholesome Games, and Day of the Devs put out outstanding shows last week. So if you missed them, we encourage you to go back and check them out after tonight's show.
We're here for awards, chat.
To the awards, here is a brief rundown on how the nominees were selected.
All of our nominees have either launched or released in 1.0 between November 1st, 2023 and November 1st, 2024. To ensure a diverse selection of indie games across all categories, each game can be nominated for only one general category. This rule does not apply to the community management, industry impact, and game of the year categories. For a detailed rundown of eligibility and how our nominees were selected, head to the link at the bottom of the screen.
And remember, tonight is a celebration. There's a reason you're not going to hear the word winner tossed around tonight. If your favorite game doesn't receive an award or wasn't nominated, that's okay. There were a lot of games out there. We encourage you to...
I feel like that's a big flaw with the Game Awards, is that one game will just wipe every category, you know what I mean?
Official IG's Steam event, where you can find
like Astrobot won like 6 awards or something this year.
And so many more indies from this past year.
And with that, it's time for us to get the hell out of the devs' way and start the evening.
Our first presenters launched their debut game last year and gave everyone a little case of sea madness.
Yeah, we hate wiping here.
Hi, we're Black Salt Games, developers of
Black Salt Games.
Our first award celebrates a handful of the games that introduced a new generation of voices to the indie scene.
Stepping into game development full-time requires not just creativity, but immense courage and dedication. Taking that leap is daunting, especially in the current state of the industry.
Here are the nominees for debut game. Arranger by Furniture and Mattress LLC.
I thought this was by the Braid guy. I mean, I guess it could be a new studio.
By Hilltop Games.
Thank God Dumpling isn't here to yell at me this time. Jesus Christ.
Little Kitty, Big City by Double Dagger Studio. Laurel Knot by Moon Lagoon.
Thank God Gum isn't here to yell at me this time. Oh my God.
Mullet Mad Jack by Hammer 95. Worldless by No Name Studios.
Man, I wish I knew the studio name.
Indie Game Award goes to Little Kitty, Big City by
Yippee! Woo! Little Kitty, Big City! I didn't play it. I don't like sandbox games, but it looked cute.
Right from the start. That's a high bar. Thank you guys. I'm Matt Wood. I'm the creator of Double Dagger Studio. We created Little Kitty Big City, and oh my gosh, guys. And I and everyone on the team are so honored.
Didn't know what, M Sharp.
We're so excited. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Thank you so much for recognizing Little Kitty. Little Kitty began as a project between myself and my kids, just to teach them how to program. And it blossomed from there to what you guys see today. I've worked on a lot of games, but this is the first game that I worked on where people regularly send me messages telling me how much the game has positively impacted their life or made things better for them, and that just means so much to me. Guys, my goodness. I set out to create something that would bring people joy, would create connections, would allow people to just relax and de-stress. And it's really touching and amazing to know that this has helped people and that we've reached our goal. I want to thank my 3 kids and my wonderful wife, because without any of them, none of this would have been possible. I want to thank my amazing team, Micah, Pip, Mike, Steve, Val, Corey, Kane, Daphne, Juliana, Alexander, Coasterfy, Shan, Riley, Oscar, Gemma, Lucy, Moraski, Laidlaw, Nicholas, Tom, Arsenio, and everyone else that ever made the game what it is today. I want to thank Wholesome Games, because without them, the game wouldn't have had its first initial jettison into the public eye. I want to thank all the wonderful people at Nintendo and Microsoft. I want to thank our Discord and Reddit moderators, 22nd Century Toys, A Shell in the Pit, Local Heroes, and all the hardworking localizers, IOI Gamer, Pop Agenda for everything, but most of all, just for being wonderful people, all of our playtesters, and thank you to the fans for following Kitty's progress and all the encouragement and support. It means so much to us. But most of all, I want to thank the cats who make our lives better every day. Go hug your kitties. Thank you, everyone.
I would actually die in that room. If this was reality, my entire arm would be ridden up with hives, I'd be sneezing, my throat would be closing up, and my eyes would be bright red.
Please welcome one of the fantastic folks who's actively working towards making that the standard for our industry.
Hi, my name's Jarves, and I'm a community manager at Raw Fury. But when I'm not doing that, you can find me consulting on accessibility in our industry, both in the games we make and behind the scenes. Making our industry more accessible.
Slam the antihistamine doesn't work that as great as you'd think. It doesn't do it all.
It was an honor when I was asked to present this year's Notable Achievement in Accessibility Award. As you'll see,
very pretty hair that matches their shirt and their background.
To tell stories and create entire worlds. But that's most impactful when everybody can experience it. Our next category honors the developers who have made accessibility a priority, ensuring their game is playable to everybody regardless of ability. These developers have shown exceptional thought, empathy, and a deep understanding of the diverse needs of the gaming community as a whole. Here are the nominees for Notable Achievement in Accessibility. Another Crab's Treasure by Aggro Crab.
I didn't know Another Crab's Treasure had that great of I mean, it had a gun.
By Night Shift Games.
I guess it had a gun. I guess it had a gun.
Periphery Synthetic by Shift Back Tick. Pine Hearts by Hyperluminal Games. SteamWorld Heist 2 by Thunderfall Development.
I really need to play the SteamWorld games.
Surmount, a mountain climbing adventure by Jasper Opperl and Indiana Jonas.
Indiana Jonas?
And the Indie Game Award goes to another crab's treasure.
Yeah, because it had a gun! It won the award because it had a gun!
You're seeing this, it means we won. So thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you to the IGA. This is such an incredible honor to receive the inaugural IGA in such an important category, which is achievement and accessibility. Hey, I'm Nick. I'm the studio head at AgroCrab.
This is crazy.
When designing Another Crab's Treasure, accessibility was always something we had in mind. You know, this game is inspired by a genre and a type
They
of
were
game that
gunning for that award.
And even sometimes
You know, Floof?
crypticness and unapproachability by design, right?
That might have been a shot in the dark, but I think you're right.
This is an opportunity to
Right to
introduce
bear
new
arms at it.
players to this type of game that we love so much. So when designing Another Crab's Treasure, every step of the way, we designed it with the intent of letting anyone play it. And to me, accessibility just means, you know, how can we get as many people as possible to enjoy this game we made? Why would you want anything else as a game developer? So thank you so much. But hey, we know why we really won.
Right?
We gave Krill a gun,
Yeah!
and the gun
That's what I'm saying!
any enemy in one hit. And
That's
you
what I'm
can
saying!
the gun in the accessibility menu. And
At
you
any
can
time!
the whole game. And that's the game.
Whole game!
Yeah, I mean, it was a good idea, and I appreciate the accessibility advocates that we were talking to at the time. Thank you all for co-signing this idea and not making me feel like an asshole for doing
Is
it.
the accessibility,
And you know, I think
by that, do you mean, like, TikTok comments?
really just the idea.
Because I think that's what that was.
It shouldn't just be an afterthought. It can be something that is fun in and of itself, because that's, again, what games are all about.
What a reveal.
So yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to my co-founder Kaylin and everyone on our team who just did an amazing job making such a big and impressive game.
Also, I love their
The
glasses.
studio that we have. I want to thank our partners who helped us do the incredible feat of self-publishing an indie game. So Kowloon Knights, Pop Agenda, Play Everywhere, Local Heroes, Locket QA. Thank you guys. I want to shout out and thank everyone else in this category. All your achievements are pushing the medium forward and helping accessibility as a whole. Thank you. I want to thank my mom and dad and everyone on the team's moms and dads and your mom and dad and you, the gamer, for spending $30 and getting Dark Bob Souls pants in return. Thank you.
Yeah, I really had to thank everybody, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I know my hair's a different colour. Someone let Petey loose with the crayons. Anyway, whilst we're on the subject of accessibility,
The same shirt.
it's my pleasure to introduce to you an individual who's building a new discovery platform that's focused entirely on gamers with disabilities. To tell us more about it, please welcome Arman Nabari.
How do you know if you can play a game? That's the question that started this whole project. Currently, it's really hard for gamers with disabilities to find games that support their needs. It ultimately comes down to a lot of manual research, and that's hours upon hours of trying to use search engines, looking at different reviews to discern whether or not a game supports someone's needs. And sometimes for certain needs, like content triggers or different forms of accessibility, you really don't know unless you're also willing to potentially get spoiled for a game's story. So we
Yeah.
wanted to make a spoiler-free, easy, accessible, fast way to find out, does a game meet my accessibility needs? My name is Arman Nobari. I founded a studio
Arman.
called Good Trouble, and we're making a new way to discover accessible games called Able to Play. Able to Play is a website where gamers can discover games based on their personal accessibility needs. It's super easy to find a game on Able to Play. You add your needs and preferences to your accessibility profile. It's completely private and secure. And then when you browse games, you'll get a personalized accessibility score on every game that shows you exactly how well it meets your specific needs and preferences. We make it really, really easy to just browse and immediately see how well a game supports your needs. Click into it, get all the details, you get a summary. It's really, really easy to use. It's completely free, and it's completely private and encrypted. This project was inspired from a chapter earlier in life. I was in the hospital going through chemotherapy, fighting, and eventually beat cancer. And games through that experience. You know, I would escape to whole other worlds going through chemo. But for friends in the hospital that I was meeting, they couldn't jump in and play games like I could due to various accessibility challenges. That experience really stuck with me over the years. And at a certain
fuck
point,
cancer.
I said, you know, there has to be a better way to discover if a game is accessible enough for you to play. Over the last year, we've spoken to thousands of gamers with disabilities, and we learned there's no one-size-fits-all magic accessibility solution. Everyone's needs are so nuanced and personal, so building a...
I was kind of expecting this to be...
that adapts to each user was really our North Star in guiding how we built Able to Play.
Laura from
Personally, as a cancer
accessibility
survivor, I live with a
showcase.
disability, and around 1 in 3 gamers do too. So whether you need subtitles of a certain size, support for color blindness or more, or you're someone with very specific content requirements for the games you play, Able to Play is for you. I invite you to join us on Able to Play, and I hope you discover a new favorite game, because everyone deserves to play their way. Thank you.
Whether it's volleyballs or paintbrushes,
Hell yeah.
our next presenter knows the fundamentals of making a visually dynamic game pop off the screen.
Hi, I'm Greg Labanov, director of indie game
Greg.
projects such as Beastie Ball, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, and Wandersong, and I'm here today to present.
Let's go Chicory and Wandersong! I haven't played that third one.
Visual design is probably one of my favorite aspects of games to work on. I think visuals are a really, really important part of any game project because they are the window to the soul of what your game is. You know, by making
first
decisions
impression.
of what to show and what not to show and how to show it,
Hey, Ted.
you kind of make decisions about, you know, what your vision of the world is and what your universe, you know, what your game is about, right? But there is also the thing that the first thing players will see and what draws them into your game in the first place. So,
Yep. The first impression.
You know, a really important part of any game direction is what the art looks like. So we're here today to celebrate some nominees that have made awesome projects that look both gorgeous and are using their art as a holistically interesting part of the experience. So yeah, here are the nominees for visual design. Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus by Split Shock Studios.
I forgot this game existed.
Crow Country by SFB Games.
I still need to play that game.
Harold Halibut by Slow Bros.
An entirely stop-motion video game.
Haunty by Moonloop Games.
God damn.
The Plucky Squire by All Possible Futures.
So cute.
And Ultros by Hadouken.
I'm surprised Nine Souls isn't in this. Because Bo is basically just Nine Souls from what I've
The
seen.
Indie Game Award goes to Harold Halibut by Slow Bros.
Yeah, they 100% deserve that. That entire game is stop motion. The whole thing. It's like that, yeah,
I'm
100%.
the director and composer of Harold Halibut. And on behalf of our entire team, I would like to say how deeply honored and grateful we are to receive this award for visual design. Thank you to the Indie Game Awards organizers and judges. It truly means the world to us. For those of you who might not know, we spend a huge portion of our lives working on this game. 13 years, in fact, which in fact is a third of my life. And we had moments where we wondered if this ambitious idea would ever see the light of day. But here we are, finally sharing this world with you. The heart and soul of Harold Halibut lie in its handmade approach. Every character, every set piece, every tiny prop you see in the game and on the screen was sculpted, painted, and assembled by hand. We wanted to create something that felt tactile and alive. Something that reminded of classic stop-motion animations, yet pushed the boundaries of what a modern game could look like. To be recognized for this effort with the award for visual design is incredibly gratifying. This award really belongs to the entire team. every single person who poured their creativity, sweat, and occasional tears into Harold Halibut. Thank you. You stuck around through the ups, the downs, and the weird experimental phases. We also want to thank our supporters and community. Your encouragement made the tough times easier. Every kind word, every keep going helped. I guess if there is one thing to take away from this is that passion projects can take their time, but they're worth it. Anyway, thank you for this award. It feels a bit wild to be finally talking about a finished game after 13 years of probably next year. We are so grateful, and we hope you enjoy Harold Halibut as much as we enjoy.
After working 13 years on something and finishing it and waking up the next morning with like nothing to work on, and obviously that's not true. They have to do like post updates and stuff and like work on, but like after it's all done, right? Like after the video game is done, released, optimized, so on and so forth,
Probably found yourself bobbing to the beats of our next presenters.
would wake up and not have anything to work on and probably have a panic attack.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Elder Mikey.
Because like, oh my god.
And we are Okamura.
Going from having this one thing to like focus on to having nothing,
Music
like,
has the ability to deepen
insane.
immersion. It can bring out emotion and it can create long-lasting impressions. The indie
I love that guy's hat. Not the one that is blinding, the other one.
to elevate the player experience.
A bunch of Pokemon cards.
Melodies that linger as the screen is fading black. I'm talking the sweeping scores that are driving the hearts and the souls. Look, at the end of the day, the right kind of music, that's transforming the soul of the game.
I ain't gonna hold you. That joint just might be a banger for real.
Facts.
With that being said, here's the nominees for music. Core Keeper by Pug Storm and composer Jonathan Gear.
Ace. How you doing? I never hear anybody talk about Core Keeper's music. That's kind of amazing. Maybe I should give some tracks a listen.
Flock by Hollow Ponds and composer Eli Rainsbury.
Flock soundtrack is very tactile.
Pacific Drive by Ironwood Studios.
Let's go Pacific Drive! Let's go! Come on Pacific Drive!
The Cub by Demagogue Studio and composers Shane Barry and Igor Simic.
I believe Stray could, yes. But Stray wasn't this year. Stray was last year. Right?
Thrasher by Puddle Studio and composer Brian Gibson.
Thrasher was this year? I forgot that happened.
And Wild Bastards by Blue Manchu and composer Ryan Roth.
I feel like I've heard no one talk about Wild Bastards. Yeah, Flock released.
And the Indie Game Award goes to?
Man, them folk at Ironwood Studios for Pacific Drive. Come on.
Let's go Pacific Drive!
Let's get it!
Hey everyone, I'm Will Roger, composer of Pacific Drive.
Hey Wilbert.
And I'd like to thank the Indie Game Awards for choosing our game in the Best Music category. This year had some fantastic soundtracks in the indie scene, and so it's an incredible honor to be recognized along with the other nominees. Pacific Drive was a rare treat for me as a composer, being able to score a game that takes place right in our backyard here in the Pacific Northwest, and to craft every single sound from scratch without any preconceptions.
Oh yeah, it's Floof.
I'd like to recognize D'Anthony Wooten and Sam Suggs for their performances on my score, as well as the over 20 different bands who contributed to our radio soundtrack. I'd also like to thank the brilliant dev team at Ironwood Studios and everyone who contributed to bringing this game to life. And last but not least, my warmest thanks to all of the fans of Pacific Drive. Thank you.
Earlier this year, these two set out to make waves in the industry by introducing drag to players who might not be familiar with the culture. We're thrilled to have them on the show to help us recognize other trailblazers who have made a significant impact on the industry this year.
Hey, Arca. Yeah, I thought this game got, like, canceled or something. Didn't something happen with this game?
Hi, I'm Ian, and this is Jess. We're two of the developers behind Drag Her, a 2D fighting game showcasing drag.
Oh, something happened to that game.
Some studios don't just create games, they change the industry. Throughout the night, we'll be honoring 4 trailblazers whose actions speak louder than words. Studios, individuals, and organizations making a lasting impact and setting new standards for innovation, inclusivity, sustainability, and creativity.
Their groundbreaking efforts are not only shaping the future of our industry, but inspiring the next generation of developers to dream bigger and bolder.
Hell yeah.
Hello, Indie Game Awards. My name is Albert Nelson Jr. I'm the studio head over at Strange Scaffold, and I speak on behalf of myself and everyone.
We know this voice.
Who I get to
We
collaborate
know this
with,
guy.
and I say just how much it means to be recognized in this way. Thank you so much.
Lead dev of I Am Your Beast.
For this honor. And I'm now recording this just straight off my phone in a vertical format to be as authentic as possible, especially for those who are familiar with my TikTok presence, speaking from the heart sincerely with as few bells and whistles as possible. To make a very long story short, I never intended Strange Scaffold to be a monolithic idea of what a quote-unquote good indie studio can or should be. I hope it demonstrates is what's
I don't recognize him.
every layer of
He's the guy that made I Am Your Beast and the voice actor of it. And a very big deal in the gaming industry.
That where possible, I want to bring more things into the world with collaborators who are empowered and can go on to, in their own communities, with their own visions of games, continue to make games in ways that make them feel strong and safe. I get to work from those values every day because I have had the extreme blessing to run into a cavalcade of extremely talented and good people. People like Tom Vanita and Meredith Hall and Kawatiano and Candice Udert and RJ Lake and Romero Bonacausen. The names go on and on. Thanks to all those people and many, many more, Strange Scaffold has had the opportunity to ship 15 games in 5 years, and we've got a lot more on the way. So to end this somewhat long-winded...
Working on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game right now.
That this is the takeaway for people who are watching what Strange Scaffold is doing and has done over the past few years. It's that a game studio is not a binary template of a thing that you do. A game studio is a home. You can fill it with things that you love, not with giant spiky furniture just because that's what someone tells you makes a home good. Smash.
And we all break shit, kill people, break shit, kill people.
Yeah.
Kill people, break shit, break shit, kill people, break shit, kill.
Girls at a half shot, yeah.
Break shit, break shit, kill people.
Yeah, this game.
Our next guest understands it's not the size of the game that matters, but the impacts they can make.
Hi, this is Ben Laserbeam, Program Director of the Playtopia Festival and a member of the video game band Team Laserbeam. Over the last decade, Team Laserbeam has been committed to creating aggressively short punk games that deliver maximum impact in the shortest time possible, so I'm really honored to be presenting the Bite Size Game Award. I think short games are so important. I think that it is so great seeing developers respecting the time of their players and giving them experiences that are just as impactful as longer games are. And I think it's a rebellious act creating short games like this, which are often sort of non-commercial. They're the kind of games that you could never see coming out of the AAA space, and it's the kind of thing that only indies can do. So high fives to everyone that's nominated for this award. You all made beautiful, amazing games, and I really hope we're going to see more stuff like this in the future. Here are the nominees for Bite Size Game. Buckshot Roulette by Mike Klipnika.
We played that! They released an update recently, we need to go back.
Click Holding by Strange Scaffold.
We didn't play that, but we did just talk about it's Oliver Nelson who made it!
Duck Detective, The Secret Salami by Happy.
We played that! It was very good!
Minami Lane by Doot.
We didn't play that one. I don't really know. Makers, or not Maker. I'm sure I was a big fan of it, but we didn't play it here.
Touch the Artwork 2 by Thomas Vaterzoy.
Plus, I didn't play this one. It looks cool. This looks cool.
Thank Goodness You're Here by Cold Supper.
This game looks funny as hell. Didn't play it, but it looks funny as hell.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Thank Goodness You're Here by Cold Supper. Yeah!
Deserved. I hope they're as British as they come. Yippee!
Everyone, James here from Cold Supper.
Hey James, hey Will.
We're here in Barnsley Town Centre.
I'll get tiny, I'm covering you.
A big heartfelt thank you for the award. Thank you.
Our next presenter understands the intricacies of crafting.
Love to watch you play it. Money and time.
All by themselves.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm a solo developer.
Hey, Madison,
games by yourself
I like your
requires
tattoos.
You to spend a huge percentage of your life sitting alone at your desk and obsessing over your craft and making things. Starting a game is easy and finishing a game is grueling, and it's amazing that any game gets made at all, but especially when it's just one human dedicating their life to make something. So our next award celebrates those people who choose to spend their time alone making things for others. Here are the nominees for solo development. Animal Well by Billy Basso.
We still need to play that game I play it too, but time, money.
Children of the Sun by Renee Rother.
I've heard good things. Fred is a really big fan of that game. Fred McKay, very big fan. He was like, hey, have you played this game? And I was like, no, and he was like, you should. And then I was like, okay. I don't think it'd be my thing. It seems like more your thing, but
Sandwich by Andy
okay.
Brophy.
Whoa.
Magical Delicacy by Skull.
This game also looks very cool. All of those look very cool. I like how they're doing this presentation-wise.
And the Indie Game Award
Whoever's
goes to
editing this is very good.
by Billy Basso.
100% deserved. Whoever's editing, like, people are saying Animal Well might be one of the best games ever made. So, like...
Thank you so much. This is just extremely cool. I spent...
Yeah, whoever's editing this is doing a very good job. I'm very impressed.
It was just this kind of secret personal project that I was kind of embarrassed to even say the name of. So to see it get this level of recognition is very unreal to me. IGN and 6-1 Indie were some of the first groups to even cover Animal Well back when it was still relatively obscure and hardly anyone knew about it. So this feels super genuine. While I did work on Animal Well alone, I still had plenty of help making it into something that many people could actually have access to and marketing it. So I want to thank some people for that. First, my business partner, Dan Edelman, who lent the project his sort of business and marketing wisdom. And
very cool.
When he joined the project, I was able to transition to working full-time, which was amazing. I want to thank Jason and Leah and everybody at Big Mode. Still
Big Mode!
Super honored that you chose Animal Well as your first published title. And then I want to thank my girlfriend Madison.
Let's go, Madison!
For
just
talking with me.
Is that the person who was just right there? Wait, hang on. That person was also named Madison. Hang on.
Giving me this award.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wait, that's awesome.
I think there's the broader community.
That's cute as fuck.
All the people, in the Discord server, the moderators, people making guides and fan art and video essays and mods.
That's super cute.
There's just so much stuff that I keep finding on the internet that blows my mind, and all that stuff just makes it into an infinitely larger bit of culture than what I initially made, and for that I'll always be grateful. Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, that is 100% deserved. Like I said, there are people that are saying that this is like one of the most profound and amazing games that have ever been made. So like,
one game was missing from the category. Aerial Knight's We Never Yield. Back when the nominees dropped, Neil reached out to us and let us know that We Never Yield wasn't a traditionally solo developed game, so he respectfully withdrew it from consideration.
Oh, cool.
However, we still wanted to invite Neil on to be a part of the ceremony and share a few words about Daniel Wilkins, the talented composer behind the Never Yield music, who tragically passed away in November.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Neil.
Hey, Neil.
I was Dan's best friend for a very long time, almost 17 years, where we went to school together, we got our first bank accounts together, and we worked on the Never Yield games together. And I just want to take a second to tell you all how much of an amazing person, developer, and friend Dan was. Dan was a nerd, just like me. He loved nothing more than to talk about video games, to play video games, to argue about all types of different things in the video game space, but also call me very early in the morning and talk about what anime I just absolutely had to watch. I want to tell you how much of a dope person he was, how inspiring he was, how he had all these creative and different ideas that would have contributed to video games and just music in general. I could sit here and talk about Dan and how dope he was forever, but we don't have time for that. I would just like to tell you how Dan would love an event like this that honors and praises game developers and gives them their flowers while they're here. One of my favorite things to think about is how there was a time where this guy came up to me and Dan while we were at some event, and he just started telling Dan how amazing he was and how much he loved the music that he created, and how Dan talked about that for days, because oftentimes we don't praise developers. We don't tell them how much we appreciate the work they create. All Dan ever wanted was to make music for video games. So I want to take the time to thank you for giving us the opportunity to make games for you all, for giving us the opportunity to live our dream, and to let you know how much of a dope person that man was, and how much I want to miss him. And my hope for all of you is that you all find a friend as good as he was to me. Thank you all so much.
Damn. Is this Aerial Knights? Music that Dan made. Yeah, it is.
Try to keep up.
Like a river, I be driven in style. I'm running wild now. I'm on the way anyway, cause I took a different route. Say it loud, I say it proud. I'm never gonna quit. Too legit, need no assist. I'm always in a mix. Ain't never seen anything quite like this.
I will only ask once, boys. Give me the crown.
We back.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
Playcrafting was integral to our start in the industry, so we're honored to have one of the key members of their crew on to present
That was really cool.
for innovation.
I'm glad they did that.
Hey everyone, I'm Christy Pride. This is Dio.
Christy Pride.
And we work at
Hi, Dio.
Playcrafting. Over at Playcrafting, we work to bring
Like your sword.
events, resources, paid opportunities, and a sense of community to devs at all stages of their career. And tonight,
Maybe that's what I'm missing in my life. Maybe I need more swords.
for innovation. Innovation lies at the heart of the indie scene, making indies the lifeblood of the entire
Maybe that would fix me.
It's where new ideas are born and
You
the
know?
boundaries of gaming are consistently pushed.
You know?
Tonight, we recognize the games that stand
Instead
out
of
for their
instruments,
bold
swords. Think about
ones
it,
that
you know?
challenge conventions and redefine expectations. Beyond their artistry, innovative games help democratize the medium. They remind us that gaming isn't solely defined by multi-million-dollar blockbusters. It's an accessible canvas for anyone with a vision. Here are the nominees for innovation. Cryptmaster by Paul Hart, Lee Williams, and Akupara Games. Karmazoo by Pasta Games.
Everyone could use another sword in your life. You know, like, think about it. Like, maybe, like...
In the Laser Eyes by Simogo.
Ukulele right here, right? And then sword.
Arara by Sven Algrim, Mathilde...
I don't play these anymore. I've never played this. I've always wanted to, but I never have.
Rusty's Retirement.
At least I don't know how.
Games.
Rusty's Retirement is very innovative.
UFO 50 by Mossmouth.
UFO 50 deserves this, though. UFO 50 is literally 50 games inside of one that all have a storyline tying together, like, in a weird, unique way. I feel like UFO 50 deserves it, but Cryptmaster I could also see.
Cryptmaster by Paul Hart, Lee Williams, and
Cryptmaster, like, reinvented the typing game and brought it back into, like, a modern day. Oh, hi.
I am the Cryptmaster, and I have decided to grace this ceremony with my presence and collect my award in person. After all, it is my game, and I did single-handedly make it in the face of great adversity. For example, the oafish meddling of my two chief minions, Paul Hart and Lee Williams, the Laurel and Hardy of game development. Also, continued interference from David Logan and his gang of clowns at Akupara Games, plus incessant noise from the composer Surashu and the game's voice cast of insufferable old hams. So, I'm not thanking any of that shower. I gather it's also customary on these occasions to thank the players for enjoying the game. But then, I've seen what those degenerates have been doing in my crypt.
Yeah, it's fair.
I will, however, thank the Indie Game Awards for recognizing my excellence. They are a beacon of sanity and have my eternal gratitude. Thank you, Indie Game Awards.
Thank you, Indie Game Awards.
I'm worth it. I'm keeping it. I deserve it. Good night.
I like that he had to reassure himself. Which typing game is this? Cryptmaster, yeah.
Life happens in the blink of an eye, and our next presenter understands how emotionally devastating that can be.
This is another one of those games where it's like I've looked at it and I've wanted to play it and I just haven't, and I need to.
Developers of the game Before Your Eyes, released in 2021. We won a BAFTA award. Very proud of what we've done and the impact that the game has had on our fans and our players. Games have a rare ability to move us, making us feel things we didn't expect and creating connections that stay with us long after the credits roll. Tonight, we honor the indies that have profoundly resonated with us this past year. Games that offer personal, emotional, and thematic experiences that leave us a lasting impression. Or, to put it simply, ones that have made us bawl our eyes out. Here are the nominees for emotional impact. In Stars in Time by Insert Disc 5.
What a cool art style.
Kind Words 2 by Pop Cannibal. Neva by Nomada Studios.
Let's go, Neva!
Self-Loss by Goodwin Games.
God damn.
Thirsty Suitors by Outer Loop Games.
I would also be okay with Thirsty Suitors!
Until Then by Polychroma Games.
Heard good things about Until Then.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Neva by Nomada Studios.
Let's go, Neva! Ooh, 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 ooh! Let's go!
Hi, this is Adrian Cobas from Nomada Studio.
Hi, Adrian. Hey, Roger.
And we want to thank you for this award. It's a huge honor on such great games. We want to accept this award on behalf of all the people at Nomada Studio, Berlinis, and everyone who contributed in this project. And of course, we would like to thank the players for supporting us. It is great to see that there's still room for personal stories in video games. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We love a short and sweet speech. Love it. Love it. It has been 2 weeks since we played Neva. I still have not recovered. I'm still not okay. It is very good.
IGAs, and thank you for this award, for recognizing how shitty the industry was for a lot of people over the last year. It's a weird thing to win an award for, but fuck it, here we are. We put up that billboard at Summer Games Fest last year. Shit, I guess that was this year.
Damn, that's really cool.
To our friends who got laid off, but also to let the industry at large know that there are still studios out there like New Blood who give a shit, who will always love and respect our friends who make those games. And the truth is, that kind of stuff only happens at the indie level. We don't have any investors, we don't have any shareholders, and we don't have any masters, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. We do have a lot of friends, but we are a small company, so we can't hire all those developers. We can't fund all their new projects, but we could put up a finger, or we could put up a billboard.
This is Dave, the CEO of New Blood. He's
or all the layoffs that have happened
iconic.
over the last year. I'll say what I said back then over the summer, and that's to hire those developers.
Yeah, you could see him often in the PC gaming showcases that we watch.
Oh shit!
He was in this year's, in this month. I mean,
devs are doing. Look what these former Arcane devs are doing. Trust me, they're doing some cool shit. I've seen it. Indie games are the beating heart of the video game industry, and there is absolutely no amount of corporate greed or bullshit layoffs that is ever going to change that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, New Blood has made some very good games, which you probably just recognized maybe 2 of them.
There's one indie in particular that helped break into the mainstream with a shovel in hand.
This is why Nine Souls wasn't in the art.
Still talking about it today.
You're right there. Let's go, Shovel Knight! I need to replay it! Please show more Meat of the Howler!
It's about creating mechanics that flow seamlessly. Challenge us in just the right way.
Look away. Why?
Fully immersed in our experience. Our next category recognizes indies that have excelled in this area. Ones that not only offer stellar mechanics, but make us think outside the box.
Nine Souls?
Like
It's
using a
fun.
shovel for more than just digging. Here are the nominees for gameplay design. Balatro by Local Thunk.
Okay, let's be real. Let's be real here. Let's be honest. Elatra's gonna win this.
Sock Pop Collective.
Fucking loved Grun. Let's go, Grun! You can watch it on my VOD channel. I played it. It's very good.
By Soul Game Studio.
Elatra's gonna win it though. Elatra's gonna win.
Nine Souls by Red Candle.
Let's go, Nine Souls. I'm playing it in like a couple weeks. Let's go, Nine Souls. Woo! Nine Souls. Let's go. Elatra's gonna win though. Balatro is gonna win it's Balatro, so it's gonna win though. This game looks really cool. This game looks really, really cool. I really like the vibe of it, but it's gonna go to Balatro. And Balatro deserves it. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It definitely deserves it. It redesigned
Indie
poker.
Game Award goes to Balatro.
Whoa! Wow! I didn't expect that. That's crazy. What? Whoa!
Design award for Balatro. I adore interesting systems and emergent synergies when I play games, and I set out to create something with those elements for myself and for a few friends of mine when I started working on Balatro 3 years ago.
All right.
I love that I ended up being able to share this passion.
It's a good game. I just,
all over the world. I want to thank everyone involved in the creation of this game. The whole team at PlayStack, Louis F., the musician, Martin DeMayer, my friends, my family, and my partner. I would not be here right now without your support.
Our next presenter is no imposter, never sus, and arguably wears way too many hats throughout the industry.
When the imposter is sus?
The community director at Innersloth, creators of the game Among Us. I'm also the co-signer at our indie game fund Outersloth, a wholesome games co-organizer, GDC advisor, and I write a monthly community dev newsletter. As you can probably tell, community management is very important to me, very dear to my heart, and it's a title that covers so much more than most people realize. Whether it's an individual or a whole team, they're the unsung heroes who wear many, many hats and capes. And I guess you could say pants and other clothing items, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Really, they're handling everything from player support to keeping conversations positive, marketing, sometimes PR, organizing events, managing feedback, it goes on. They endure a lot, but their work is vital in creating a space where players feel heard, valued, and connected. Our next award celebrates those who have gone above and beyond to foster a vibrant, inclusive community in an industry that can make doing so a little bit challenging at times. Here are your nominees for community management. AgroCrab.
Okay, listen. AgroCrab deserves it. Their community management is insane. The things that they did leading to release, you know?
Local Funk.
I feel like AgroCrab's like community management was insane. Like the way that game was marketed. Maybe Massive Monster though. What they did at PAX Australia was really fucking cool.
Studio.
They did it. That was really, really cool. Maybe Massive Monster. It was really, really cool. People got married. There was a massive furry wedding at PAX Australia. Like multiple. Like there was like 3. So I don't know. I think it should go to AgroCrab though, because like their marketing was insane.
Award goes to AgroCrab.
Yeah. Like, they straight up added things into their game because of the memes.
Thank you so much for the award in community management at the Indie Game Awards. When we got told that AgroCrab won, I think I handled it pretty well. That's so cool. I held it together. Like, I really don't think you could tell how I was feeling. I want to bring attention to the studios, devs, and community managers that were also nominated for this category. So please make sure.
See what I mean?
Tebby Games, NPC
like, this is all of their stuff.
Local Funk, and also our beloved friends over at Massive Monster.
Like, they're so good at this.
The opportunity to meet so many incredible people through running the community at AgroCrab. Over 3 years later, we've grown over 600,000 crab fans across multiple platforms and even more who have played our games. As a community, we always try to bend the limits on what we can say and do as marketing and community. I mean, we're making games. Why can't we tweet about how there are microplastics in your balls and there's nothing you can do about it? Or that we added a gun.
They're full. They did add a gun.
Dumpy. All that time
they do have a dumpy, it's true.
Just tweeted peanut.
Giant.
No, you can't say that one.
Why not?
Because a bunch of people are going to be watching, and you probably don't want all of them to hear you say the word peanut.
I want to thank every player in our community who has either purchased our games, played them, said hello at conventions, or even drawn incredibly raunchy fan art that I will never, ever unsee with my eyes. You freaks. Thanks to the support of our community as well, we've managed to raise over $70,000 for a variety of ocean conservation charities, including WDC and Sustainable Coastlines. That's the equivalent of buying another crab's treasure about 2,000 times. You are why we're here today and why we can do something.
Yeah, they have like
community management is something
2 pop figures of Full Metal and like a full-on sculpture behind Krill.
Our community
think they're a
is
fan?
as incredible as it is. Thanks to
They have a Sly Cooper thing on the top middle shelf.
The studio is filled with talented devs who were willing to pitch in with helping to make funny videos or even pitch an idea or especially help with content that I couldn't do alone, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They're the best and they are what makes Aggro Crab who we are. And finally, I want to give a huge thank you to the community managers of Aotearoa in New Zealand and all of the other community managers throughout the world. You are the backbone of the gaming community, and do not let anyone else tell you otherwise. It would be a mess without every single one of you. So thank you again, and Godspeed.
Yeah, 100% deserved. If anyone else won that, it would be crazy. 100% deserved. Yeah, they did amazing. Oh, and now industry impact for Outer Sloth. Okay.
Hey, we're so honored that Outer Sloth is one
Welcome
of the
back.
industry impact recipients. That's super cool. Forrest, that's this guy, Outer Sloth, and I are really happy to see how it's taken off like this. For those who don't know, Outer Sloth is our indie game fund that we made after the success of our previous games, Among Us and the Henry Stickmin collection. Thank you so much to anyone who has bought those games, played them.
I didn't know that.
You help us do cool stuff like this, and also just help us survive and grow as a studio with no investors, publishers, or acquisitions. Outer Sloth was designed to offer deals we would have wanted back in our less popular Among Us days. It's our way of combating predatory deals that don't keep the developer's sustainability or success in mind. Unfortunately, we have seen a lot of those, we have experienced them, we have been offered them, etc. So yeah, it's a little wild out there. But sharing our success and supporting indie games is incredibly important to us, so we hope this helps devs gain a little bit more independence.
Oh, there, Vic.
Alongside Casey Yano from Mega Crit and
not-
a mystery
not-
friend
not you,
contributing
Vic.
to the
Oh,
Outer Sloth money pool, we've signed 7 games since our
the
reveal
Vic in
this
chat.
year for a total of 16 games and growing. Outer Sloth is our passion project and dream for a better, more sustainable industry. If you'd like to find out more and maybe wishlist the games
Victoria
there,
Tran.
buy the games there, you can always find us at outersloth.com. Either way, keep supporting indie games. Thank you so much.
I'll just go to. Oh, you're. Oh. Okay, I'll go back.
Last week, the Women-Led Games Showcase gave us a glimpse of what's to come in 2025.
Oh yeah, they did.
We recognize the standout achievements from the past year.
Hi, I'm Shar, the founder and director of
Hey, Shar.
Women-Led Games. Indies have always thrived on creativity and fresh perspectives, and tonight we celebrate a studio that's pushing the boundaries of both. Our next award honors the outstanding achievements of a game developed by a women-led team, one that reflects the diverse for greater, more inclusive, and more exciting. Here are the nominees for Women-Led Game. Board Let's by Anti Games, Key Locker by Munana, Love Ghosty by Janbei Games, Mexico 1921 A Deep Slumber by Macala Interactive, Nightmare Cart by LW Media,
Insane that that's here. I'm glad that it is.
and The Crimson Diamond by Julia Minamata.
Absolutely insane that Nightmare Card is here.
And the Indie Game Award goes to Mexico 1921 A Deep Slumber by Macala
Hell yeah.
Interactive.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for taking us into account for this huge honor. Mexico 1921 is our first game for a lot of us in the team, so it's really a crazy thought that we get to be here and that we get the recognition from our peers and from people we admire. It's been a long journey, so I really want to thank our team for making this story a reality and for allowing us to to toggle the line between what a game really is. Is a game really an archive? Can an archive be a game? It's been a crazy journey, so all I can really say is thank you for this time, for this space, and I hope we can continue to build a world where games like this and stories like this have a chance. So thank you.
Maybe I need to play that game. An archive.
Our next presenter is no stranger when it comes to writing for demons, gods, and secretive townsfolks.
Howdy, I'm Sunn M of Perfect
Hey, howdy.
fame, and I'm here to introduce Narrative for the Indie Game Awards. A great story can transport us to new worlds, make us feel deeply for characters we've never met, and challenge our ideas about the world around us. The following indies deliver just that, an unforgettable narrative filled with compelling characters, immersive worlds, and thought-provoking themes. Here are the nominees for Narrative. 1000 Times Resist by...
I need to play this video game. I've heard so many people talk about it and how amazing it is and how it made them question reality, and I need to play it. Also Arco, but a little less than the previous one.
Studio Plain Toast.
Caravan Sandwich's community management has been insane. It's kind of crazy that they weren't in the other category. Fear the Spotlight was such a good video game. I loved it. I love these characters.
I Saw You by Maburoshi Artworks.
I love the art of this game. I honestly haven't heard many people talk about it, but it looks beautiful. Mouthwashing was so good, so well written outside of one single aspect, but it's a really good game. Personally, I think I would go with Fear the Spotlight, but it's going to go to Mouthwashing. But I would go with Fear the Spotlight.
Indie Game Award for Best Narrative goes to 1000x Resist by Sunset.
That is super. See, I need to play this game. See what I'm saying? I've heard so many people talk about it. I need to play it.
Fine.
Hi, my name is Remy Siu, and I'm the creative director at Sunset Visitor Studio.
Like, I'm the fucking story gamer freak, and I haven't played this game.
Designer at Sunset Visitor Studios. On behalf of the cast and crew of 1000 Times Resist. On behalf of the cast and crew of 1000 Times Resist, thank you. We're so grateful and honored to be awarded Best Narrative.
We want to thank our team, Colin McDougall and Tan.
Those glasses are crazy.
We'd like to thank our composers and sound artists, Justin O'Coin, Lynn Cacho, Drew Redman, as well as Connor Wiley, J Lo, James Neves, and our family and friends and mentors for all of their years of support.
As well as our publisher, Fellow Traveler, and the Canada Media Fund for making the game possible. We'd also like to take a moment to thank and congratulate our fellow nominees, which are some of our favorite games this year. Arco, Caravan Sandwich, Last Time I Saw You, Fear the Spotlight, and Mouthwashing. So please buy those games.
We've been blown away by the engagement, support, and love for 1000 Times Resist. To everyone who has taken a moment to play our game, thank you. It means so much to us. And more than ever before, we are reflecting on the power and the privilege of storytelling.
I want to dedicate this award to our grandparents and pets, many of whom passed away during the development of this game. And we wouldn't be the same people we are today without them. So thank you to them for giving us something to carry. Hecky Grace.
Hecky Grace.
Hecky Grace. I don't know what I just said. Like, so many people have spoken about that game in a way that's like,
board of directors,
I need to play it.
That puts together all these
I have too many games I need to play.
Indie Game Awards for recognizing Day of the Devs and its efforts to highlight the best in indie games and others. We have been around for over a decade, but last year we became an official nonprofit. Just to make our mission clear, which is this isn't something that we are doing to make money, but something we're doing really to just celebrate video games, to promote the art form, to highlight games that might be overlooked, and also highlight the developers that make those games and bring them together with the fans in a really fun atmosphere that is much more of a games festival than a conference of any kind. So thanks again to the Indie Game Awards, and thanks to the whole Day of the Devs crew and everyone who volunteers to put those shows together and spend the time to find the best games out there to bring them to everyone's attention. Thanks to all the developers who share their games and everyone who's shown up to our live show in San Francisco or watched the trailers online. Thanks for supporting Day of the Devs for all these
Haven't missed one since you went digital. Thanks, Tim.
At PAX East 2023, we met with Toge Productions to discuss an idea for this next category, an award to honor someone who makes a significant impact through storytelling each year. When it came time to choose the first recipient, and therefore name the award after them moving forward, there was only one clear choice.
Thank you. Thanks for the opening game because I won't be able to do that. So my name is Muhammad Fahmi, but you can just call me Fahmi.
Yeah, Coffee Talk looks interesting. It doesn't seem like my kind of game. There's another game that released recently. I got offered a key for it, but I declined because, again, it just doesn't seem like my kind of thing. But it is very cool. I think it was called Tavern Talking. So kind of the basic same thing, but in like a tavern. Tavern Talk or something like that. Muhammad Fahmi Storyteller Award. That's cool.
Hi, I'm Chris Anthony, founder.
I should have just called it the Fahmi Award, but...
I work on Coffee Talk together with Fahmi. Fahmi is a great game director, a great colleague, and a great friend. He had made a huge impact during his time at Toge Productions, not only to our studio and everyone in it, but also to the wider indie game development community. Through his games and his kindness, he inspired many people all around the world. I hope that his memories and legacy will continue to be remembered and that his work will be able to inspire many more.
Hi.
That's cool.
My name is Sasha Ariana from Pixelnesia and Toge Productions. I had the privilege of being one of Fahmi's closest friends and collaborators. I've worked alongside him on What Comes After and After Love EP. Since his passing, I've taken on the responsibility of continuing the narrative work for After Love EP in his honor. Fahmi was more than a friend to me, and his loss was a profound blow that left me deeply shaken for a long time. And witnessing the collective grief within the indie game community only reaffirmed how deeply his absence is felt. And it's no exaggeration to say that the industry lost a voice that is truly irreplaceable. Fahmi was a storyteller of rare passion and vision, brimming with narratives he longed to share with the world. And although his time with us was far too brief, I take solace in the stories that he brought to life through his games. And I hope we continue to share stories to each other in whatever medium we see fit and carry his legacy forward.
Selaku orang tua Muhammad Fahmi,
we, as Muhammad Fahmi's parents, are proud. Oh, it's gone. Thank you so much for your appreciation to Fahmi. Also, thank you to everyone who has supported Fahmi all this time.
Juga kami sampaikan kepada semua pihak yang selama ini selalu mensupport Fahmi.
It was his love for the gaming industry that brought his name to prominence. For me, games are not just merely entertainment, but also a playground to realize his imagination, creating meaningful worlds. This award shows how big an impact he left behind. Even though Fahmi is not with us anymore, his spirit and his stories still live on in our hearts and inspire people.
Dan terus menginspirasi bagi siapa saja yang memainkannya.
I mean, he's talking about...
Coffee Talk was a very personal project for me. It helped me through a very weird time in my life, and I'm glad if it can help you in some kind of ways too. I just want to say thank you. This game basically changed my life, and you, the players, are part of the things that changed my life for the better. So thank you so much.
Hell yeah. This is him, and he passed away. Yes. He is the creator and writer of Coffee Talk.
Our final presenter of the evening is currently developing what we and many believe will be a future Game of the Year contender here at the IGAs.
No pressure.
Well, hello and welcome all you party people. We finally made it. We're here at the final award of the night. My name is Davion Gooden. I'm the creative director over at Studio Xavier and the developer of the surreal adventure RPG, She Dreams Elsewhere, coming soon. And it is my honor and a privilege to present the big kahuna, the big cheese itself, Game of the Year. Now, look, I know we all just love award season. We all love the discourse. We all love asking questions like, oh, what's the point of award shows? And why did this get nominated? Why didn't that get nominated? Davion, when's your game coming out? And honestly, all those thoughts and questions are valid and also extremely stupid. Because Game of the Year, it's more than just a title. It's more than just an award. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of the games that have come out and had a profound impact on this industry and its players, whether it be for their artistic direction, excellence in storytelling, unique gameplay mechanics, or because they were really just that good. The following indies have done just that. They've captured our imaginations and redefined what's possible within our industry. And on behalf of our entire community, I am so grateful for their existence. So without further ado, here are the 10 lovely nominees for Game of the Year. 1,000 Times Resist by Sunset Visitor.
I need to play it! I need to play this video game! I still haven't! I need to play this video game too! I still haven't! I need to stop playing all these fucking AAA garbage and play some more of these! I also need to play Arco! That's 3 of these games! I also still need to play Balatro! That one I am specifically not spending money for because I don't think I'm gonna be into it. So I'm being careful. I kind of made the decision to skip past Crypt Custodian, but maybe that was a bad call. Maybe that was a bad call. It could have been a bad call. This is a game by the same people that made Sayonara Wild Hearts. It's more of a puzzly, escape roomy kind of game. I should probably play this one as well. I did play this one. I finished it. It's good. It's very good. It's worth the time. Worth the time. 8 out of 10. Worth the time. Good game. Good game. Made me cry multiple times, including afterward, after I finished the game, and I was just sitting there thinking about it. Playing this one in a couple weeks. It's so good. It looks so good. It looks so good. Couple weeks.
And UFO 50 by Mossmouth.
It's actually 50 games packed into one with like a joint storyline throughout with sequels. So if that wins, it's more like Games of the Year.
So, without further shenanigans, the Indie Game Award goes to Balatro by Locothon.
Balatro! Yippee! Understandable. It is a game.
I'm honored to accept this award for Game of the Year. I've had the pleasure of playing some incredible indie games in this past year, including a lot of the fellow nominees, and I'm so proud to represent such a vibrant, creative, and diverse corner of the games industry. Our games are able to take big design and aesthetic risks in a way that AAA games cannot, and I believe 2024 was truly a banner year for independent games. However, the thing that sticks out to me the most since I announced Balatro is the incredible love and support from my fellow indie devs. This is a hard industry, and every person I've spoken to has been passionate, kind, and willing to lend a helping hand without fail. There are a lot of wonderful humans in this line of work, and I would love to share this award with every one of them. I stood on a lot of shoulders to be here, and I hope I can pay a fraction of the success forward.
I mean, it reinvented poker.
Pronunciation of Balatro.
Poker too.
You know who we're mailing all these awards to?
Oh, is it Balatro?
Oh, Indie Game Awards.
Balatro.
Congratulations to all of our nominees and recipients, and thank you to all of our incredible presenters who took the time to help us celebrate a fantastic year for indies.
To all of our fellow showcases, journalists, content creators, organizations, and more who made tonight a reality, thank you. The IGA started as a text exchange back in 2022 amongst the 6-1 Indie crew, and it feels surreal to be here with you all in this moment.
Once again, thanks to the sponsors who came in to support the ceremony at a moment's notice. Pocket Pair, Very OK Vinyl, V Publishing, and the Powell Group, as well as Playcrafting and Brookland for throwing the official viewing party.
While tonight was a celebration for the scene, it would be foolish to end the evening without recognizing how tough of a year it's been. As Dave discussed earlier, thousands of lives have been negatively affected by layoffs, studio closures, and consolidation, and unfortunately, it doesn't end there. The war in Ukraine continues to wreak havoc on so many lives. Palestinian and Lebanese families continue to suffer in the Middle East. Women's rights are dwindling. The livelihoods of our queer, trans, and BIPOC friends and family are put at risk daily. It's now more important than ever to treat one another with kindness and respect and support those you love. So with air in your lungs and blood in your veins, thank you all for being here with us to celebrate the games that help give us an escape.
The Indie Game Awards will return in 2025, and gears are already in motion to elevate this proof of concept into an unforgettable event for the foreseeable future. We want to build the IJs together, so if you have a moment, we'd love to hear your feedback. Head on over to the official website where you can fill out a survey with your thoughts on tonight's ceremony. And of course, don't forget to support all of the nominees, presenters, and more by checking out the IJ's Steam event.
Thank you, happy holidays, and play more indies.
I need to, man. Here are your winners. I was going to go through the list, but they kind of did it for me. I think that this was really fucking good. And I think that, like, whoa, Noble's on there. Oh, wait, I think I already knew that, actually. Never mind. I actually already knew. I already had this freak out when we looked at the votes. Next year, as they said, this was kind of a proof of concept. This show is like, what are the words? So this show was this time ran by like a specifically that is so I'm pausing on that. Go back. So this year's show, this year's presentation of this award show is a little different than how it's going to be going forward. So this year, the show is very is basically ran specifically and exclusively by 6-1 and the board, as you just seen. Here, we'll go back and show them again. These people. These judges here. So what the fuck is all that? What has it been doing that this whole time and I didn't notice? What the hell? It's being ran by these people. These people basically both nominated and voted for these games to be selected and to win these categories. That's not how it's going to be going forward. And obviously I say these people, but in reality it's this is more than just those people. A lot of these are teams. I doubt that Wholesome Games was one person deciding what they were going to vote for. Hang on, I'm fixing it. There we go. I think I'm good now. 6-1 in, or sorry. I doubt Wholesome Games, like it says that on there. I doubt that that's just one person voting for it. It's not just like Jenny Wyndham voting on it, you know? So like, but regardless, this year is a little bit different. Next year, I think what they're going to do is the nominations are going to be decided by these teams. And then the winners are going to be decided by audience votes. So like this year worked a little different than how it's going to in the future years, because this was really just a proof of concept to get the show going. I feel as though a lot of people hearing off the rip that there is no like announcements in this show and that it's specifically awards. I feel like that's going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. I think a lot of people hear that and they dip out when in reality, like I'm tuned into the gaming industry to a radical degree. So I knew about all of those games that they talked about before they talked about them, because I'm just so tuned into all of this stuff, because this is very much my passion, especially this side of the gaming industry, like the indies. Like this is very much my passion, so I make it my job to know about this stuff. But for most people, that isn't the case. A lot of these, I'm sure a lot of you seen some new games in here that you've never heard about before. Like, how many of you knew about the game Harold Halibut before tonight? Did any of you know about Harold Halibut? Because, like, that game is beautiful. And not like it's stunningly beautiful as in, like this art style is beautiful, as in it's so innovative in what the game is. Like, I'm sure a lot of you heard about Little Kitty Big City, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of you heard about that game. Did you hear about We Never Yield? Did you know We Never Yield existed? The game worked on partially by Daniel Wilkins, who worked on the soundtrack and other stuff, co-created, right? Like, so while there isn't like fresh new announcements in this game, in this showcase, some people are saying yes, some people are saying no, some people are saying kinda. While there isn't like fresh announcements in this showcase, in this award show, there are still amazing games being shown, and in turn, for certain people, they're new to them kind of thing, new games for them. So like, I don't know if anyone in chat agrees with me on this. I really liked this award show. I really liked watching this. Out of everything that we watched this year, outside of maybe the Game Awards proper, just because this year was so like specifically built for my taste. Any other year it wouldn't be that. Like in the last 10 years of the Game Awards, this wouldn't have been the case. I think this is probably my favorite thing I've watched in December for the showcases and stuff. Like, presentation wise, it was on point. I love hearing from these developers and these industry people about the gaming industry that they work in, and hearing them speak on their role and where are the words I'm looking for? Being given an award by Snoop Dogg is really fucking cool, right? But being given an award directly by the person who does your job and knows your job and does your job well, someone that like is in the same exact role you are that you look up to, is a different kind of cool. Because in reality, Snoop Dogg giving an award to that game developer, Snoop Dogg doesn't fucking care who you are. Snoop Dogg's not going to remember you. You know, odds are, right? Like, it's cool. But like, being given an award directly by a person that does your job in a different place is like a different level and a different brand of praise that is so cool. And it's so cool to hear them talk about the role before giving the award, and then hearing the person who won the award speak about it and what it meant to them and what it took to create these games. Be that to the section about Daniel Wilkins and Fami, like, be it to this degree, where it's talking about people in the industry that are that we lost, or speaking about the hardships that it took to develop the games. You know, like, it's really nice to hear that kind of stuff, and very cool to hear that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I really like hearing from the developers in this way. That would be like making a farming sim and being given an award by the guy that made Stardew. Yeah, exactly, Vic. Like, it's a different kind of praise. And I feel as though, and granted, I'm not being given the award, so maybe this is out of place. It's more meaningful to be given an award by someone who understands why the award is being given to you. You know? And I remember back in the day, this is going on 10 years ago. This is going on 10 years ago at this point. I remember back in the day, there was a man who some of you might remember, some of you might have heard of, some of you might have heard of in passing, named Total Biscuit. A man named Total Biscuit. If you don't know who that is, he's the LOL emote, the LUL emote that you use. He's that emote. There was a man named Total Biscuit who unfortunately is no longer with us, but he was a content creator who made a lot of really good stuff back in the beginnings of YouTube, and is the net for a lot of creators in the space. He brought a lot of people together. He created a lot of amazing things. He worked in esports a lot. He was a big proponent for StarCraft and what StarCraft became for content creation when that was like the shit. Very big of note content creator. Regardless, let me get to the point. When he was making stuff, he used to run an award show every year that was created on the idea of getting an award without knowing why you're winning the award makes that award not mean shit. That was basically the idea of the entire show. That an award without reason is not an award. So in turn, the show was built around not just giving awards to games, but explaining why the award is being given to those games, why they earned that praise. And I think today, I think that he would be very happy with what this show is, because it did that. It didn't just give an award to Thank Goodness You're Here. They explained why Thank Goodness You're Here was winning that award. They didn't just give an award to Harold Halibut or Balatro. Balatro? I don't remember how they said it. Or Neva, going down the list, right? They didn't just give an award to these people. They explained why they were winning the award. They explained what the award was and what it meant, and what it meant for the industry as a whole for them to be winning that award. And then the speeches afterward also went in hand, explaining what it took for them to win that award. And all of that is very meaningful. And I think that it really boils down to another big thing that was really nailed home in this showcase. It was talked about in the Game Awards too, and in the Horror Game Awards, and in multiple showcases that we've watched so far. Every single one has talked about it in their own way, some multiple times in that show. This has been a horrible year, not just for us as individuals. We all have our hardships, but not just for the global scale, but for the gaming industry and what has been going on in it with these massive layoffs, this consolidation, these shutdowns, and these deaths. It has been a very, very bad year. And each has spoken about it in their own way. And I feel like this showcase may have done it best, not just by acknowledging the layoffs and where they're coming from. Especially with like the new blood section and that little bit at the end. But also speaking about some of the people that we've lost, not just this year, but in previous years with Daniel Wilkins and Mohamed Fahmy. I think that I'm going to call it the Fahmy Award because he specifically said, call me Fahmy. So I'm going to call it the Fahmy Award because what they wrote was like the Mohamed Fahmy Narrative Award. And it's too fucking long. I'm going to call it the Fahmy Award. That is such a cool thing that they're doing, acknowledging these two creators who did so much. And on top of that, even like acknowledging creators of the industry as a whole and what they're doing, with acknowledging Xalavier Nelson and New Blood and Day of the Devs and more maybe, I don't know. Not going to scan through my list this whole time. Acknowledging these people and the impact that they have on the industry is also super notable and super, super nice. Because, like, I think we can all agree that one of the highlights from the Game Awards was when they brought, I think his name was Ahmed. What was his name, chat? Does anyone remember? One of the moments of the Game Awards that really stuck was, what was his name? Dang it. Amir, that's what it was. Yeah. Amir Satvat. Yeah. Bringing him on stage, I think it might be Amir, not Amir. I think it's Amir. I don't remember. Regardless, I'm a fucking stupid American, okay? I don't know, man. If your name's not Steven, then I fuck it up, okay? Like I try my best. Bringing him on stage to talk about the struggles of the gaming industry and the things that he did. And unfortunately, he gained a lot of hate following that. Like, just rampant racism and criticism. And it's really bad. It's really, really bad. I fucking hate people. Okay? It's really bad. Unfortunately, he got a lot of stuff after that. But like almost immediately afterward, like in general or post show, like during show, like it happened immediately. Besides racism, how could he get a bunch of hate? There's news articles about it, but where they go into much more detail than I could. But like, there's a lot of criticism about like, didn't he just make a spreadsheet and stuff like that when it was so much more than that? There's a lot. Like, straight up, like, threatening his family and stuff. And he also, like, worked with a few people in the past. Like, he worked with Tencent in the past and, like, Chinese conglomerate. So, there's a lot. But, yeah, it sucks. I would recommend looking at the news articles for that. Where are my words? I think we can all agree, regardless, that section of the Game Awards where they gave him that award and he came up and gave his speech, that is like top 3 moments from that show. Was that speech? It didn't have anything to do with any announcements, anything new. It didn't really have anything to do with stuff that applies to 90% of us. Most of us aren't game developers. It doesn't apply to us. And yet, that was one of the most meaningful and good parts of that show. And I feel like that part of that show was what this showcase was. And I love that so much. And I'm so excited to see how this show evolves and what it becomes in the future. I'm very excited to watch it next year. I'm immediately going to email these people and see if I can get more involved in some way after this stream, because I love this. I love what this is. I hope that it goes so far, and I'm so glad that we watched it today. I'm going to stop rambling now. The show's been over for like 15 minutes. I loved this. It was very, very good. Very, very good.